What's up? This is Talon Hawkins, and this is me off the clock.
Tell me, your dad tried to get you surfing when you were younger and you didn't like it.
Yeah, so when I was like 4 and he tried to get me into it, like I liked it, but when I was little, he forced me to go to the outside when I didn't want to, so he just kind of ruined it for me.
Got kind of fumbled and got scared of it a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of ruined it for me for a while, so I didn't actually like surfing until probably a couple years ago. That I kind of got more into it.
I like to surf. I go mountain biking quite a bit. I have a few mountain bike trails right by my house, so I just leave from my house, go right out in the hills. I pit bike a lot. Pretty much anything. There's a lot of stuff to do in Temecula, but
And you've been born and raised in Temecula? That's been your spot?
Yeah, same house my whole life.
That's cool. That's nice. You said you graduated high school.
Yeah.
Last 2 years you did homeschool. But...
Yeah, I just graduated high school. I went to Great Oak in Temecula for freshman and sophomore year, and then got homeschooled junior, senior, so I could pursue Moto as a career.
That's cool.
Hopefully.
I think it's just important you get your high school diploma. Like so many guys just quit.
Yeah, and I was looking at the on-track thing. I just realized it wasn't for me. I don't know anything about it, but it seems like a pretty cool program. I just ended up going with this one by my house.
Yeah.
And
how'd you get into riding? Your dad used to race?
Yeah, my dad used to race a little bit. He was more of a free rider. He was more tried to follow the militia type.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was more that kind of guy, like Cordova guy. he was that guy. So a little bit different, but I don't know how he got me into racing. I did my first race when I was 4. So he started me really young. First bike on my 2nd birthday.
Is that right?
So he started me real young.
Pops wanted a racer.
He wanted it. He wanted a racer. He wanted to.
So does he get hyped when you do a trick or something?
I don't do much trick. Yeah, I don't do many tricks. I'm not very savvy like that. Like I'm not.
That's funny. I guess we're already to a point where like those '90s freestyle guys, they're having kids and.
Yeah. Yeah. He never made it big though. He was just the guy. He was the guy who'd go through a couple.
He'd go to Elsinore and.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be the guy with the short sleeve shirt, the LBZ shorts, gear shorts on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Throwing some cans off the jumps. He was that guy. My first race, I was super nervous out of Millville.
Oh, yeah.
I was a stress case.
It's sketchy rolling up for your first one.
It is. Well, especially when you look to the left and look to the right, and you got J. Coop and Jet Lawrence, right? And you're right in between them. That was me at Paula. Pick my gate, and I was in between Jet and Cooper.
That'll tighten you up a little bit.
So that was a little stressful. Didn't get the best start. Probably a little bit of nerves came in.
Plus, you hadn't ridden Millville before, probably.
No, I'd never ridden Millville. No,
like my first national was at Glen Helen, so at least I was like, okay, I know this place.
With it. Yeah.
Almost died, but.
I guess that's what made it Paul a little bit less stressful. Was I had been there. I've been there.
At least comfortable with the venue. Yeah.
Yeah. Millville was a whole different thing. Like I watched so many videos, so many YouTube videos of that track, and it still looks nothing like how it does in real life.
No.
Nothing.
TV doesn't do anything. Like, whether it's a jump in the
justice.
hills or a track, it's like, you guys, you can watch this all day. This isn't what it's like.
Yeah, it doesn't no justice. That hill, the steep hill.
So steep, huh?
I don't get it. It looks nothing like that. Obviously, I played a little bit on the video game too, MX vs. ATV.
Yeah, that's really nothing like it.
Yeah, it's nothing like it.
Well, that's how I always think, like, even for Supercross, they should let the fans come down and walk the track after the main event.
See how gnarly it is.
Just to see, because the ruts, like, you can't get any of that perspective.
From the stands, there's no perspective. I've watched from the stands my whole life. Like, and I've ridden Supercross tracks too. It's
coming in hot.
Pretty cool. But no, yeah.
So you've been down on the floor?
I have, yeah. I actually raced Monster Cup on Super Minis.
Okay. So you've seen it.
I've seen it. It's nothing like in the stands. Like the fans, and even sitting in the stands, like the fans don't really get it. Like they like when a guy crashes, or they like when like there's sketchy stuff happening, like they cheer for it. Like that's not.
Yeah.
It's not cool. Because it's like
that's standard though. If you're watching a football game, when someone gets blown out of the cleats, you're like, yeah.
People are pumping, pumped up.
Unless that's your kid. No,
that's true.
Everybody's
that's just fans.
Yeah. That's not unique to Moto. Well, this was a good time out here, dude. Let's go. We say about getting some breakfast.
Let's go. I'm down. Let's go.
All right, let's go find a spot. So what's some other stuff we wouldn't know about you? Like, what kind of music do you listen to?
Okay, so I listen to pretty much everything. Honestly, a little bit of everything. Like, you know, I've really been into Van Halen recently.
Oh yeah.
I don't listen to much rap. I listen to a lot of like rock, a little bit. I like country. I don't know. It's a lot of variety.
Yeah, I'm the same, dude. I'll listen to Frank Sinatra. You know, Metallica.
Yeah.
Chris Stapleton, like I'm all over the map.
Yeah, that's me too.
Good music's good music.
Exactly. I pretty much listen to a little bit of everything.
But I do feel like rap sucks today.
It really does.
But it's like everyone's still like, every rider on every Instagram thing they have, it's all this ridiculous rap that all sounds the same.
It all sounds the same, and it's like, it doesn't, what they're singing, it seems like to me it doesn't take as much talent as if you're in a band back in the day. It just doesn't.
Or even look at like hip hop in the 80s and 90s. Look at Tupac and Biggie. And they were telling a story.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, and it was funny because Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and someone else were sitting in this room, and
that's a stacked room.
It's a stacked room, and they were talking about rap today, and they're like, yeah, it's just the same damn, you know, like synthesized thing, and the guys all they sound the same. You know, like, and he's kind of going through, and you're like, you're right, it does all sound like that.
And there's a couple guys who have their own sounds, but like in their own thing, but it's still, it all just seems the same to me. Like,
music has taken
I'm not a fan of it.
A bad turn, and even rock and roll. Like, tell me a good current rock band.
Just can't.
Greta Van Fleet is okay.
There's not much.
There's
there's this one punk band that's new that I've been liking. They're called the Chats, and they're from Australia, and they're so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The Chads.
The Chats.
Oh, the Chats. Okay.
And I just think they're just funny. Like they're just funny guys. I like their style. Their music's pretty funny. It's good stuff, but there's not much good, like you said, new rock bands.
I feel like
everything's kind of changed.
The art of like when they would write a song, like Eminem. Like his songs, you just wanted to listen to the words because he was telling
lyrically insane.
Yeah, and sometimes it was way
lyrical
out
genius
there.
Right there.
But yeah, it was. You're like, dang, I can't believe he rhymed that together.
Yeah.
Like, wow, and he's telling a story. It's just not like that anymore.
That guy's the GOAT.
Yeah. Anyway, what about movies? If you're stuck on an island with three movies, what are they?
Okay, so recently I've come to find that I really like Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Just because I've gotten my team managers, Murph, for example, and all the guys, they call me Spicoli. That's just my nickname. I don't know if I think it's how I dress sometimes, like during the winter time.
Which is what? Just like kind of surf
I just wear
bum?
pants. Yeah, I just wear baggy pants. I'm not a tight jean guy.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger shirts. Apparently I'm Spicoli, so I'll rewatch the movie. I'm like, damn, I actually really like that movie. That movie's funny as hell.
It's great, man. And Spicoli's the best role in it.
Oh, he is, no doubt.
Hey, bud, let's party. I love that movie.
Yeah.
What else you got? What other movies? Three favorites.
Obviously you have to go with Talladega Nights. Typical racing movie. It's a great one.
It's classic.
Typical interview. I don't know. Probably Step Brothers. That's a solid one.
What about Netflix?
I like Seth Rogen movies.
Oh yeah.
I like Seth Rogen movies too. That guy's hilarious.
He is funny.
That guy cracks me up. Like
Seth Rogen's
the high
good.
comedies. Those are funny.
What's the one with him and? Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express is insane.
So
I love that movie.
What about like Netflix? You binge watching any shows or anything?
I can't never find. Every time I go on Netflix, I can never find anything I like.
Really?
I can never find anything on it. There's nothing on it. I'm like, that maybe.
Yeah.
The only thing that I watched on there was like Stranger Things.
Okay.
I didn't watch that. I got into that a little bit. That, and then obviously Outer Banks I was into. but I finished both of those, so I got nothing now.
You do any winter sports?
I like snowboarding.
Yeah.
I snowboard a lot during the wintertime. I'm not the greatest, but I can do like grabs and stuff. I started hitting rails
Yeah.
last couple summers ago, and I enjoy doing that. Better jumping than rails. Like, I'm not much of a trick person.
No, the tricks are, well, you'll get hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
Rails will break a rib in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
What does your dad do? Your parents, what do they do?
My dad, so my mom's a realtor. She's like, it's part-time. Whenever she's not busy, she does more of it. My dad's a salesman for like building equipment, like boom lifts, scissor lifts,
Okay.
that sort of stuff.
They obviously do all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he does good.
Yeah.
My dad grinds, and
yeah.
he's really good at time management. Like when he's like, okay, yeah, I can take this off. All right, I can do this. He's super good at time management. I need to learn a little bit of that.
That's hard.
I'm not the best at that.
Yeah, I get distracted too easy.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Like last second.
Yeah, I'll have like a list.
Super
Okay, I got
last
to do
second.
these things. I'll start with the stuff I like the most.
Yeah.
And then I'm down to those last two things I don't like, and I'm like, oh, you know what? The yard looks a little dry. I'm gonna go water
Yeah,
that.
the waves are pretty good.
Yeah. I'll come up with anything to do aside from those last two.
That's so me.
Do you have anything that, like when you're done racing, that you want to do? Like any other interests or?
I want to move somewhere by the beach once I retire.
Yeah.
Anywhere by the beach.
Beach bum it.
Yeah.
Starbucks barista. In Carlsbad.
No, my dad always says, because he likes to surf, he's like, dude, I should have got you into surfing. Like, should have got you into surfing. I should have got you into golf. Like, why Moto?
I know, dude. Honestly, it's so hard to make it in this sport, man. It's so
really
freaking
is.
hard.
It really is.
And I mean, make it. There's all kinds of different levels of make it. All right, like some people would say you've made it. Dude, this kid's got a factory ride. Like he's totally made it.
Yeah.
Others would say you got to win a race or you got to win a championship or
Yeah.
a premier. Like what is making it?
What's making it?
Lots of levels of that. But I'll tell you, there's not many dudes who make enough money to just retire.
I know. There's not.
And this is why I asked the question, you know, because even look at Ricky. That dude's got so much money, and James. But sitting home and doing nothing, driving
Look
you
at
nuts.
RV.
Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah,
Look
look
at
at
RV.
RV. I know.
He's an ambassador. I don't know if he still is. I know he was an ambassador.
He is Yamaha, Monster.
Yeah.
You know, Canvas. Now he bought part of Canvas.
Oh, he
So,
did.
yeah.
Smart move.
So I was saying, and Ricky's announcing, and he owns car washes, and like, if you're
Even that, you never really want to get out of it, I feel like. If you're in this sport for so long, you never really want to get completely out of it. Unless, like, you're really that sick of it.
some guys do burn out. They've
Really?
Yeah, between the injuries and just like how hard you have to grind.
Yeah.
Some guys are just,
Yeah, there are a lot of guys.
I'm over it. But I would say more often than not, the guys that do cut it out cold turkey, they struggle.
Yeah.
You know, like where guys who still ride and, you know, maybe it's not their main thing, but they still ride and go to the races and hang out and see that group of people. I think they do better.
Yeah.
When dudes just try to go, I'm done. I'm done
You
racing.
can't really do that. It's you then you probably don't know what to do. You're like, Saturday comes around. If you're a weekend warrior, Saturday comes around.
Well,
Like, I'm not going riding.
there's no hobbies that can replace it. As much as I
Not
like to
really.
surf and mountain bike and ski and all this
It
stuff,
can't replace Moto. It's like that. I've had a week off from riding, and
you're Jones.
I want to ride so bad. I seriously want to ride so bad.
That's funny.
I
Yeah.
can ride all year, and I'll be like, oh, I kind of want a little bit of a break. And I get like 4 days off. I'm like, I kind of want to ride, dude.
Yeah, it's good to take some time off though, man.
Right?
GL always tells this story about Stefan Everts when GL first went to Europe. would have been their off season, you know, and GL's out there riding and grinding, and he bumps into Stefan somewhere. I think maybe he was riding for his dad's team or somehow. Anyway, I don't remember the story. I'll screw that up. But he asked Stefan, he goes, "Hey, why aren't you riding?" He goes, "Oh, I don't ride this time of year. I take 3 months off every year." And GL's like, 3 months? He's like, "Are you having a surgery or like what?" He goes, No, I just, when I get back to it, I want to be there.
Yeah.
You know? And I want to ride my bike. I want myself to really want to do it. And he goes, if I rode all year round or took a shorter break, he goes, I
probably wouldn't want it.
And I think there's a huge value. Like we were just talking about how many riders there are that have Epstein-Barr or chronic fatigue or whatever, right?
Any more water?
Yes, please. Thank you.
That would help fix that, right? If we had if guys took an actual break. Well, should we go cast a couple lines and see what happens?
Yeah.
I suck at fishing. If I catch anything, I'll probably have you take it off. I just think they're gross. I'm like the only guy from Montana that never got into hunting and fishing.
Really?
I just have like
put my worm on for me.
I have a soft spot for animals. I don't like to hurt or kill animals. Yeah.
PETA.
The one time not like I don't eat. I love to eat animals. I just don't want to see the sausage be made.
Yeah.
Well, I was a kid and I thought like, Dad, doesn't the hook hurt them? And he's like, no, they don't even feel it. It's not big deal. So we're fishing. This was like my first experience with fishing. And he said, when you feel something bite on it, yank it, to like set the hook. I'm like, okay, do one of these, and I reel it in. It's this little bluegill or whatever, and the hook is through his eyeball. I'm like, Dad,
it hurt him.
You said it wouldn't hurt him. His eyeball's hanging out. Traumatized me. So I'm not a big fisherman or hunter, but
yeah, like what we did yesterday, you get the Throttle in, and then you have to gaff it.
Yeah.
And then one of them went right through the eyeball. Something for bass fishing in Claremont, Florida. So probably not going to work, but you know what? We might catch a monster. You never know. I caught some seaweed. How about that?
What is the appeal of fishing to you?
Well, it feels good when you catch something, but it's kind of peaceful. Obviously, this is a bit
like I'm always
boring, but
I always felt like it's just too slow paced.
I like more ocean fishing.
Yeah,
I like ocean fishing better. This is like, I don't know, but like if you go out with your buddy, it's pretty fun. I'm not a big fan of fishing by myself, but I don't know, it's relaxing. Everybody golfs nowadays, so why not do something different?
Do you golf?
A little bit, barely. I did like a year ago. I golfed a lot, but not much anymore. I don't even know what you'd bring out here. I've never pier fished.
No, I don't. I'm hooked on the pier. Here's the positive side. This is less traumatic than my last time fishing. I'm just gonna throw this pole in the ocean and call it a day. We should just go to Red Lobster. They got fish there.
We'll just buy fish.
We'll just buy it. All right, that's a wrap, people. That's a wrap. We just get us kind of walking. Yeah.
Nah, you ruined it.
No, we can edit that.
You ruined the outro.
This is the close right here. We're just gonna be walking away, dejected, no fish. Probably a good thing.